Good morning, everyone. Happy November. Happy November 1st. How are y'all doing? I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes to wait for other people to receive notifications, to receive pings that I am live. And as you are joining live, please say hello. So I'll begin by introducing myself. So if you are new to this channel or to my Facebook or Instagram, welcome. My name is Arlene Grace, and I am a master numerologist, a spiritual mentor, and a channel. I play with energy. I can tune into one's body, into one's field to feel what energy is in the body, what emotions are stuck. I can see the stories and places where they might have made decisions to create these patterns that don't necessarily serve them. And so that is one of my gifts. That is one of the things that I absolutely love doing. And I use numerology to support me in that. And so we're going to be using Egyptian numerology today to speak to the energetic influences for the month of November and for the remainder of the week. And then we will pull cards to answer any of your personal questions. Perhaps a question could be, what is it that I'm breaking through in the month of November? Yeah, good morning, Paula. And so, welcome. I don't know if you woke up this morning and felt the energy shift. We moved from October, obviously, into November, and I woke up feeling renewed. I woke up feeling more energy. I woke up feeling more alive and desiring to move forward in my life. And so I'm curious if you felt the same. Because November is this energy that's inviting us to let the past be the past. This is a month to focus and to be in alignment. And when I say being in alignment, it is being in alignment with who you are, what you want, allowing yourself to have it, and activating divine will so that you can be in integrity, taking the actions in order to have what it is that you desire, to have what it is that you want to manifest in your life. And so I'll be curious to what is it that you're wanting to experience as we continue to move forward into the new year, because we've got 2 more months. And so the themes that we are playing with this month is own it. Own who you are, be who you are unapologetically. And so are you willing to do that? Are you willing to express who you are fully, wholly, and completely? Another theme is that you can have what you want, even when no one is cheering, right? Yeah, Lisa, you felt that energy. Clean, fresh, forward. Absolutely. And so to know that you can have what you want, even when no one is cheering around you, even when no one, and I'm air quoting here, no one is supporting you, or you think that no one is supporting you, that you can have the money, the flow that you desire in your life, even if you don't see it in this moment. To remember that you are whole, that you are it, that you are whole in this body, that you are this spirit that is moving through this body, that experiences thoughts, that experiences the physical world, that experiences emotions, that you are all of it and more, that you are loved. To embrace the idea that the love that is you impacts beyond you into the world, that it impacts others. And so as you are impacting others in that love, to allow yourself to receive that back for you. And so really noticing, am I open to receiving love in all forms? And then to embrace life with enthusiasm, to see that life is always supporting you. And what you are always being met with is where you are. And that all experiences that you have are perfect and divine, just as you are. To know that you have not made any mistakes in this lifetime, that any experiences that you have had where you think or where you judge that you've made a mistake, that you can actually look back at that mistake and notice that without that experience, I would not be where I am today. Hello, Patrick. How are you? And so to see that you are always being supported and to put that filter on to notice. So it's Wednesday. And today we move into a new energy. We move into diamonds, which is a focus into the material, a focus into our value, a focus into our money, our resources, our businesses. It can be even in this place of our relationships with others based on our own value, our inherent value. And so you're being invited to notice, what is it that I'm willing to decide today? And one of the questions that was really coming in is to decide where you are rooted in your value. Because if all of these themes are true, if you are whole in this moment, you are loved, you are supported, you can have the money flow that you desire, then are you rooted in the value of that so that you can move in the direction of love, so that you can begin to see the feedback of that? Because Six of Diamonds is feedback. And so we must make a decision today. Because if we don't make a decision, then we don't move forward. If we don't move forward, it means that we're staying in this place where we're constantly allowing ourselves to receive information like, oh, I don't see the money flowing into my bank account. It must mean that I am in lack. It must mean that I am broke, which means that I feel bad about myself. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to get a Reiki treatment, or I'm going to go and I'm going to clear my limitations. I'm going to, focus my mind. I'm going to control my mind so that I can not see what's there in my bank account. And I'm going to continue to perpetuate this healing cycle rather than deciding that I'm going to move forward from there. And so today is a day of deciding, right? And so we've got the one and the Six of Diamonds that's coming in to support us. And the one is discovering a truth that is within you. And so when we layer that with the Six of Diamonds, the Six of Diamonds is karmic. It's seeing the feedback in your life. It's seeing the feedback of past decisions that you have made. And so it can be paying off past debts. And at the same time, it can be receiving resources and unexpected money. And so as you are receiving all of this, as you're noticing all of this, there's a truth that is wanting to rise up. And so are you willing to receive the truth? Are you willing to discover what that is, to take a moment to notice perhaps your inherent value, to notice that perhaps all is well, to notice perhaps, oh, this is where I want to go. I want to move forward with this plan, with this decision. I want to move forward and I want to change the world as Patrick desires. And so in that, I have this awakening. I've an awakening to what it is that I desire and what it is that I value. Do I value the change in the world more than the idea that I'm the one that's moving it out as an expression of me, as my purpose? Do I value the money that's going to come from it more than I value my well-being? And so if I value what's outside of me, if I value the money that's going to come with it, then am I willing to work my body ragged, my emotions ragged, rather than having the money, or rather than and chase the money? And so it's noticing these places. Am I chasing the things outside of me, or am I focused on how I feel, who I am, what I want, my value? Because if I continue to move in the direction where I value someone more, or I value something outside of me more, then I create these patterns of betrayal where the outside will always betray me. And so when you're noticing these places, you want to notice what is true for me now in this moment, because I've changed. And so if I've changed and I assess my life and I take a look at the feedback that's around me, is my thinking pattern, is my pattern of action, is my pattern of deciding still true for me? And if it's not, am I willing to let that go? Am I willing to commit to a new story with my money, with my resources? Am I willing to commit to what it is that I love and what I desire, regardless of what I see out there and regardless of how I think it's going to be as an outcome? Am I willing to question my own perception? Because this is a time to also let go of how you think that's going to look for you. If you're moving in the direction of where you want to change the world, and you're so focused and set on how that's going to look, either in your community or in the country or in the world, then you're going to miss some important information. You're going to miss some important pivot points. You're going to miss some information that people are trying to tell you. You're going to miss what your intuition is saying. And so are you willing to remember your wholeness, to feel the inspiration within your own body, to decide upon it and to go in the direction of it, allowing the universe, the divine, to fall into place and meet you where you go, right? This month is a month of centropy, right? It's a 9 energy month, letting the past be the past. And so the vision that I get with it is that we are climbing these stairs, and the moment we take that next step up that stair falls away. Now, it doesn't mean it's gone forever. We can activate it if we wanted to. We can remember it through the Akashic if we wanted to remember that memory or remember that experience to gain some wisdom. But there is no going backwards from here. That's what you're being reminded of, because as you continue to grow, the more that we try to go backwards, the more that integrity hits us and the divine says, hey, I know what you're doing. You're trying to go back there, but you don't belong back there anymore. You got to keep on moving forward. You can't go and be with that group of people if they don't feel right, if they don't feel aligned. Those people aren't meant for you in this moment. Give it time. Let them grow. Let them meet you where you are. Then we move into Thursday. And Thursday is a Jupiter day. And so it's a day where we activate our blessings. And so we're taking a look at our relationships where we're receiving resources in our life. So that can be people, that can be money, that can be clients, that can be information that helps us to move forward as a blessing. Now, sometimes these blessings can allow for us to see where we're tied to choosing someone's value more than ours so that we can see the blessing in it and we can decide to pivot with that. We can make a change. And so life is corresponding with you today. And so it's important to notice if you are willing to receive that information, receive that blessing from life, or if you're actually running away from it. And so you want to notice in this energy, especially with love and with value, is it too much? Is it too much? Is it too much goodness? Is it too much love? I can't take this love. It's too much. You feel too much. I got to walk away. Or are you willing to stay in it and actually receive? I was working with this gentleman yesterday and he was just telling me, he's like, my deepest fear, Arlene, my deepest fear is that I'm going to be too much, that I'm going to be too much for people, that I'm going to be too much light, that I'm going to be too much love. And people aren't going to be able to handle it. But really and truly on the other side of it, he was playing in the polarity with this fear. And the polarity was that he was having a hard time actually receiving the love that was around him, receiving the support that was around him, because he was trying to see it in a certain way. And so it caused him pain. It caused him suffering. And this suffering and how he thought he was supposed to receive it was the illusion, was the distortion, because there was so much more that was available for him. And so we invited him to activate his receiving muscles, to receive too much, to receive too much money, to bust through your glass ceiling. And so we've got the 2 and we've got the 5 of diamonds. It's coming into play today. And 2 is about being aligned, right? Usually it's about connection. And of course, it is about being with others. It's about connecting with others. But I'm asking you to be aligned as you connect with others, to notice when you are in your head or if you're in your heart, and to actually be coherent with your mind and your heart so that you can go and you can have deep connections, deep collaborations, deep conversations, deep partnerships, deep experiences with your resources. Which sounds kind of funny, right? Deep experiences with my money as I receive it. Like, what does that even look like? But a deep acceptance or receiving of your resources is to notice that to receive $1 million doesn't necessarily feel much better than it does in this moment, because you're in resonance with it, right? You might be surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm receiving $1 million, and yet I still feel the same that I did yesterday or this morning when I woke up, because it simply is a match. And so are you aligned with how it would feel to receive $1 million with those resources, with your clients? And today, if you're inspired, get out of the house and meet people. If you're inspired, go out to lunch. If you're inspired to make a phone call, make the phone call. Do the things. so that you can be in the places where your blessings are waiting for you. And I'm not saying to chase them, but to hear that inner call within you. Now we've got the five of diamonds. It's playing with the two. And the five of diamonds is, what's my choice of physical value? Do I value the money that's in my bank more than my personal well-being? And so it's the same as today's energy, just a little bit nuanced. Do I value that more than I value myself? Where am I going? What am I valuing? Am I willing to nurture my body? Many of you already know this, but I worked for a corporation for quite some time. I worked for a corporation for 10 years. And in that corporation, I experienced a trauma. And it was trauma that I had experienced as a child, but I experienced this trauma of sexual abuse and being, sexually harassed by a manager. And in that sexually harassed by a manager, I got really sick because I continued to go to work because I needed to make the money. And I needed to make the money because at that time I was a single mom. I was going through a divorce. I had 2 kids. I wasn't receiving any support. They were 1.5 and 3. And so I had to work midnights. I had to do the job. I had to keep on going. And I had to work overtime. I had to do all of these things. I saw them for an hour a day because I needed that, not me. And not realizing that, not realizing any of these other things because I was so focused on the money. I got sick and I couldn't get out of bed. I was anxious. I was crying. I was depressed. I wasn't seeing right. I couldn't even take care of my kids. And that was the whole point for making the money, to take care of my kids, but I couldn't. And so that's what this energy is asking you. What do you value more? Do you value the money that's outside of you, or do you value you, your physical body, your well-being, your wholeness? And are you willing to choose? Well, I chose my wholeness. I chose my well-being, and I let that go. As scary as it was, I let it go and I let it fall away. And in letting it fall away, I received all of these opportunities. I received 2 book deals. I received people giving me computers and iPads and a car. I received people giving me money and gift cards, and all of these things came because I let go of that. But if I didn't let go of that, I wouldn't have been able to receive the blessings. I wouldn't have been able to actually see that that was possible, that that was available. And so you want to ask yourself, what is my relationship today? What is my relationship with my body, with my well-being? Where am I focused in my value? And how am I in receiving my money and my resources, the people, my clients? Because the truth is always going to bring you in the direction of what you want. While I was working there, what was true was I hated my job. I hated it so much. I couldn't stand it. My job was to manage people and to treat them like cattle, to make them work hard, to make them do things. My job was to fire people, which was not aligned with who I am. It just wasn't. And so my body showed me. My feedback showed me being sexually harassed. All of those things showed me. But I used all of the reasons. I used reasons to stop me from seeing what was really true. What was really true was I hated my job. What was also true was I needed resources, I needed money. But that wasn't the place where I was going to get it. And so I used the reason of, oh, well, this is the place where you get hired to retire because you get an amazing 401k, you have amazing, benefits, you have amazing, all of these things, ... yada, yada, yada. Oh, I can't because I've been working there for 8 years. I got to stay there. I can't leave there. I've got tenure. Oh, well, I am that place. That place cannot succeed without me. It's a nationwide corporation. In my mind, that place can't survive without me. So I got to be there. They're relying on me because that was my value. My value was the place. My value was the title. And so look at the reasons that you might be using that are stopping you from what is true. What is true is always going to be simple. It's always going to be a short sentence. It's always going to be something like, I am love. I am okay. I want more. And the same thing with your intuition. Your intuition is not going to give you some crazy ass story. If your intuition is giving you some crazy ass story, you might be in your imagination, which means that you're probably in your ego. And if I'm looking at this group here, you're probably in your spiritual ego. Because your intuition is always going to inspire you. Hey, make that call. Hey, it's time to nourish your body. Go get some food. Hey, sleep. You're integrating. Intuition. Break up with the guy. Right? And then the moment we get the truth, we get the intuition, our reasons pile on top like a football team, just jumping onto the quarterback that has the ball. Give me all the reasons why you can't get there. And we listen to the reasons, not to the truth. So notice how you are today or Thursday. Notice where you are receiving these blessings, receiving a deeper truth, and seeing whether or not you're willing to move into higher value with that. Or if you're continuing to play in patterns that cause you pain. Because again, come back to the themes. The theme is that you can have everything that you desire. You just got to keep on staying focused. You got to stay aligned. You got to move in that direction. Focus forward. Focus to be on purpose, on path. And then we move into Friday. And so Friday, we're in Saturn, and Saturn is all about accountability. And so think about Friday and think about today. Today is Wednesday. I'm inviting you to claim, to decide where you are anchored into your value. Where are you rooted in your value? Decide it so that you can move forward. And so if you're rooted in your value, if you're rooted in the love of what you want to experience, of your desire, and you know who the fuck you are, then amazing. You'll receive more today. You'll receive more on Friday. But if you don't, if you didn't do the things, if you didn't pay off the bills when you were meant to pay off the bills, if you didn't, not eat the chocolate cake, the entire thing, when you knew that you weren't supposed to, because you wanted well-being, then you're going to feel the accountability. You're going to see the 5 pounds on the scale. You're going to receive a phone call from the bank that says, hey, you're delinquent. And so this is about the integrity that you have to continue to face forward, to move in the direction of your desires. It's not this energy of, hey, this is what I used to do. So I used to work out really, really hard. I used to work out twice a day, 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon, working out hard to have that, to have that physique. I really wanted that physique. And so I would eat clean 6 days, clean. Every 2 hours, this is what the prescription was. Eat every 2 hours with protein shakes, drink 2 liters of water every single day, eat salads and tuna and this and that, rarely any carbs. But then on Sunday, on the 7th day, I would reward my eating clean and my working out twice a day by eating as much garbage as possible. Eating McDonald's in the afternoon, going out for, the worst meals, so much drinking, which is out of integrity with what I was desiring. And so noticing where you're playing in those loops. Because today on Friday, you are being held accountable. And so you want to take a look. Am I running away from my responsibilities? Am I taking actions that I decided I was going to take actions upon? Am I going to be well? And I'm going to move in the direction of well-being. Am I going to focus on my wealth? Which means that I'm going to have to take a look at my wealth. Am I being honest with myself? Am I being honest with me and with others? Because this is a day where the universe is like, I saw you. Do the thing. And it's not doing it to punish you or to judge you. It's doing it to love you because it's helping you to move in the direction of your desires. And so we've got the 3 energy and we've got the 4 of diamonds. And the 3 energy is this energy of where am I moving my focus? I'm a 3. I'm a ruling 3, so I get it. As a ruling 3, I spent much of my life chasing my own tail, trying to do all of these things over and over and over again. Like think about my corporate job, doing the same things over and over and over again, getting up, working hard doing this, firing people, see my kids for an hour, anxious, depressed, sad, hurt, betrayed, all of these things, continuing to try to chase my tail and expect a new experience the next day. Expect to receive the accolades, expect to not feel depressed anymore, expect to receive the love of my life, all of the things. But I was so focused on the pain, and I never got my tail. So this 3 energy is asking you, am I moving in the direction of my truth? And am I willing to focus my energy and amplify that out? And so if we were to play with wealth, what does wealth feel like in your body? What do you feel like in your body? Feel your essence. What do you feel like in your body? You have your own frequency. Feel it. And then feel the love and notice that the love amplifies your expression, your energy. And then let's play with wealth. What does wealth feel like in your body? And feel the wealth that flows through your body. Allow for it to clear any stuck energy in your body in this moment now. And let's allow for it to create new patterns of wealth. And so as you feel this wealth that flows through your body, you ask the question, what are you inspiring me to do? What's my next action? And you let that rise up. You let that come up from your gut. That's where your intuition is. And so it comes up through your gut and it says, what? That's how you take inspired action in spirit, in essence, action. And again, it's going to be a simple message. It is in my experience. Make the damn call. Okay. Send the email. All right. Do the thing. And so we've got the 3, the energy that is flowing. You're amplifying that energy in your body. You're asking it, what do I do? And you've got the 4 of diamonds. And so the 4 of diamonds is playing with this. And in this accountability, you're really looking at, okay, am I so stuck in the way that my life is supposed to look that I can't see that there's more available for me? And so you want to notice how you are experiencing your life, your business, your marriage, your finances. You want to notice if you're stuck and fixed in your ideas of how things are supposed to be. This is an energy where you're waking up on Friday and you're saying everything is a blank slate. Absolutely everything is a blank slate. I'm going to allow myself to be inspired. I'm going to notice that I might do things that are typical. I'm going to get up, my feet are going to hit the ground. I'm going to go to use a bathroom. Yes. But as I'm walking to the bathroom or I'm stumbling my way to the bathroom, I'm going to see that everything is new so that I can see what other things are available, so that I can see that there are other things that are falling into place, so that I can see that on the way to the bathroom, my partner rolled over and said, no, not yet. Let's cuddle for a couple of minutes. So that I can smell the coffee as I'm going to the bathroom because my kids decided to make me coffee. So that I can hear the phone ringing. And I decide to pick up even though it says unknown number. And I get a new client so that I can see that other things are available for me when my mind is not stuck in stone. And so this is an opportunity on Friday to notice that things are falling into place, that you are absolutely supported in your desires, but sometimes you're the one that holds you back from actually seeing it. And so you want to look, you want to notice, where am I inspired to take my actions? Where am I not being accountable to my own desires? And where am I not open to receiving more that is possible, more that is available? Yeah. So I hope that you are feeling this new energy. I hope that you're feeling what is possible this month and for the remainder of the year. Now, life is changing. And we can look and we can see that there is war, and that there is pain, and that there is suffering, and that there are people that are dying, there are innocents, and there are, children, and all of these things that are happening. Absolutely, all of that is true. And I'm not saying that we are to not look. We want to look. We want to know what is true. We want to see what's actually happening in the world around us. But we also want to know that in this energy of the nine, things are falling away so that a new pathway, a new step can be taken. And so, as we are experiencing this that is happening around us and we're receiving this feedback, we want to remember that we are contributing to the impact as light workers, as those who love, as those who are tapped into their essence. And we are aiding that. We are creating an impact with that by being who we are, by being the light. That we ourselves in our bodies are transmuting the energies of what's happening in the world. And which is why sometimes we feel so much energy that is moving through us that we're like, oh my God, why am I suddenly feeling angry? Oh my goodness, why am I suddenly so sad? I just can't stop crying. I was talking to my cousin this weekend. She was like, I don't know why I keep on crying. And it's because we are aiding humanity by transmuting that through our bodies. And so we allow the space for that to happen. And we know that as we continue to face forward, as we continue to move in the direction of our desires, that too is changing the world. Yeah. Awesome. So I am curious. I'm curious to how this is landing for you. I'm curious to how you are feeling with this new month. And of course, what your questions are. I'm excited. I feel like there's going to be a lot more goodness than we're expecting. I feel like, I don't know, it feels like there was a turn. Last month, there was like mid-month or closer to the end of the month, it felt like, what's happening in the world? But I feel like something more has happened. And so I'll be curious to see what we experience as we continue to move through November. Yeah, Jocelyn, I cried a lot in October. It was exhausting. Looking forward to this new month. I love that. Yeah, a lot of release. A lot of release of patterns, right? And the patterns that we are shifting are impacting everyone. And so as we release our lack, as we release our traumas, we're also releasing the traumas for all of our past selves, for our inner child, for all of our future selves, for all of our parallel selves, for all of humanity, because we are one, we are connected, which is why it is moving through our body, which is why I have access to you as you have access to me. We are connected. We are one mind that moves through millions, billions of bodies as different expressions here to experience life. You're here to experience life. And you just experience your life. Experiencing your life as who you are impacts everything. So, all right. I'm curious about your questions. So much harder to receive than to give. I know, Paula. It is true. Especially if you have a pattern of being told you were too much. Yeah? I feel like that's you. Were you told you were too much? All right, let's begin with Mesa. Mesa, I'm looking forward to this new month and energy. I would love cards, please. What is my next best step for wealth flowing in? Are you congested? Because I'm suddenly congested. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Still shuffling. Hi, Ashley. You are sick. Yeah, I can feel that. My nose suddenly I'm congested now. Like I'm plugged. Yeah. So are you taking time to rest? I feel like it's really cold around where you are, or you're really cold. So are you taking opportunities to rest and to warm yourself? Love. Interesting. Well, none of these are diamonds, which you haven't been sick in a decade. Look at that. Interesting. Yeah, you got my eyes tearing. Hold on 1 second. Oh. So part of this is a detox that's happening for you. You've experienced a lot of changes over the past 6-8 years. The past year, you've made a lot of changes where it's almost the way that I see you change is like you go like this, then you go like this, then you go like this, then you go like this. But it feels like in the last couple of months, you went like a full, not even last couple of months, last 4 weeks, you did a full turnaround. And turnaround meaning focus. So, which is this, I think that you came into this discovery of what it is that you desire. And so as you're moving through this, you are continuing to, you're being invited to rest as you are unwell. What's happening in the body is you are actually detoxing in the body. And as you are detoxing in the body, your cells are opening up to help to release the patterns, to help to open up the subconscious. And so as you take time to integrate, this is actually time to integrate what has happened for you, these patterns are going to start to release. And they're going to release not just from your body and your subconscious, they're also going to release from your mind. And then when you're better, what will happen for you is you're going to experience feedback. So you'll experience people coming into your life almost to mirror the same kind of experiences, if not a little bit different. And as they are coming back into your life, it's like an ex-boyfriend coming into your life. We'll use that as an example. So here you are and you're growing, you're changing, you're accepting your value, you know your value. And then an ex comes and he's like, yay, hey, do you want to go out for coffee? And you can feel him. And you can feel that he probably hasn't changed and that he probably doesn't match who you are. And in that, you say no. I say no based on my value. I just say no. And so you don't even give an excuse. You don't even try to, like, your mind doesn't even like go and, oh no, he's going to feel bad. I haven't seen him in 15 years and all of these things. You're just like, yeah, no, I don't want to. And in that no, boom, patterns fall away. And so you are, it's like you're moving through an ego death is what's happening for you as these patterns are shifting. And, for the body, it might feel as though it's dying, because what's actually happening is a rebirth of a deeper embodiment of your soul, of your higher essence. And so after you move through this, you'll start to receive downloads. You'll start to receive information about how and where you're going to move your energy to experience the wealth that you desire. It's just going to take a minute for you to move through all of these. Yeah, beautiful. I love that. Yeah. So allow this to clear, allow this to move through, take moments to integrate, to rest, to nurture, to love yourself, to feel into the body, and ask the body, okay, what is it that you need in order to be supported? And once this begins to clear, you'll see the feedback. Once you say no to the feedback, the pattern will fall away. And at the same time, once you're starting to feel better, you'll receive some downloads as to where you're going to go, where you're going to focus, or where you're being guided to go. You get to decide. So I hope that's helpful. All right. Paola. I would like a card. How can I allow myself to receive and let go of the old patterns? 9 months. And I am a ruling 9. 9 months. Yes. And 9. Okay. Yes. You are a ruling 9. can I allow myself to receive? You decide you're going to receive. That's how you allow it. You begin by deciding. So today would be your day of deciding. I decide to root myself in my value. And as my value, I receive the value. I feel the value of receiving from life, from my husband, from my friends, from the world. But I feel you now, and your back just closed up. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Ooh. We're just going to invite the back to open a little bit. There's so much fear. There's so much fear of receiving that you're experiencing. And so we're going to open your back. You're so afraid of receiving the bad that you close yourself off from the good. But the pattern itself is from your childhood. So we're just going to invite that to open and invite in safety. It is safe to receive. Yeah. So I'm just feel that. You have to decide to let go of these patterns. You have to pay attention to the body, pay attention to your vessel, to notice, where am I holding myself? Where do I actually stop myself? Where are my patterns where I stop myself from receiving? And so you can begin by paying attention to the heart, right? It's like, oh, I feel you. Okay, so I see you. So you're in your Airstreamer and you're home. And you're home in your Airstreamer and you're by yourself, you're with your dog. And you guys are like, you're nurturing your dog and you're loving your dog and you're spending time with your dog. And you can hear a car pull up and you know that's your husband. And as the car pulls up, your heart like closes. And it's just unconscious. It just closes. It's like almost like getting ready for battle. Not that you're going to fight, but it's like, oh, it's closed. And so it's paying attention to that. It's noticing, oh, my husband just came. My heart just closed. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to invite my heart to open so that I can actually receive. Because he's your greatest muse. He's your greatest mirror right now. He's the one that is trying so hard to love you. And the greatest gift that you can give him is receiving that love. And so are you willing to notice, and you can just begin with your partner, to notice that when you're with him, sometimes your heart closes. I can see that you guys are preparing a meal, and you might be preparing 2 separate meals. And as you're preparing 2 separate meals, he goes and he like takes a bite of your salad and your heart closes. And you're like, what the? That's the moment where you're like, oh, I'm feeling lack right now. I'm feeling lack with my husband. I'm going to open myself back up. I'm going to allow this to be. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to feel what's inspired to be expressed through me. Because if I keep my heart open and I like try to claw him with my fork, then I'm in a lack. Hold on just a moment. Sorry about that. Yeah. And so as you begin to notice the patterns, as you begin to stop yourself and open yourself up, you're actually going to begin to receive more. You're going to receive a detox. You're going to start to receive more information as to, oh, okay, I moved through this with my husband. Now I'm starting to see I do this with my cousin. I do this with my friends. I do this here. And then at the same time, it's this willingness, because I know that this is what you desire. It's your willingness to actually be you. Part of this closing yourself off from receiving is you closing yourself off to being you, being your full expression, sharing people what you love, sharing with people that you're curious about numerology or energy or this. And so all of that is connected together. That's why. You can't receive the good. You close yourself off from the bad because you're afraid of being judged. And so you're afraid of being judged. So you close yourself off completely, which holds you back from receiving love. You've got a pattern now that holds you back from receiving at all. And so when you're in lack because you're not expressing yourself, you're now acting on behalf of that. So all of the root is you being you. Will you be you? Will you fall so deeply in love with you? Will you claim your value so that you can actually start to allow yourself to receive? Because part of this is that you're not receiving yourself. And so will you see yourself? Will you receive you? Because once you begin to receive you and receive the love of you, receive the value of you, you'll actually be able to receive from others. That's a big one, Paula. It's really big. Okay, Stephanie. I would love cards to help support me and navigate a mediation session with my ex-husband tomorrow about our youngest child. Ooh, I can feel your throat. Just going to invite the throat to open. There's some fear. So we're going to let the fear open up. Part of what's holding you back is that you've changed so much and you've actually discovered a lot. You discovered a lot of truth. And so a lot of truth in perhaps how you were patterning in a codependent relationship with him. And so now here you are and you're about to connect with him and you're not the same person. And so what's actually in fear is this aspect of you as this new being that is collaborating or connecting with a man who you're not seeing has changed or not sure whether has changed or not. And so yeah, it's this willingness to express yourself, to lead. Yeah. So, Eight of Hearts, it is you being in your power. You being in your power as not as a mother, not as it's me against him, but really being in this place of I feel that this is what would be best for our son. I feel, or I don't know if it's a son, your youngest child. I feel like these are the things that I want to experience, or that I feel would be best for him in order for him to continue to grow, flourish, this, that, the other, and to express it just truth, not the reasons. And so as you feel into your power, as you feel into your knowing, as you feel into the wisdom as a mom, you get to go and you get to express all of those things. The truth is that it would be better if my youngest stayed with us. It would be better if you increased the support for blah, blah, blah. It would be better if she stayed with their sibling. It would be better if the truth is this, to create the stability that you're desiring. The result of that is going to be a change, but the change is really going to be from a higher perspective, like a higher spiritual change, which is really beautiful. And the higher spiritual change is from a perspective of wholeness. And so I say that because you've changed. You're actually experiencing the change in this conversation at this mediation, and it will now change the feedback that you experience in your life. So I think that's beautiful. Yeah. Ashley Richardson. Yes, you can have a card. I don't know if Patrick has. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Brad. Paula. Phew, Arlene, it was so big. It was so big. I guess I'm doing it all. Homework, notice when. Yep. Okay, Ashley. So Ashley, it feels like you're moving through a pattern, or you're moving through an experience where you're being invited to express yourself fully, to express what is true for you, to allow for yourself to come into what is true, to know what is true for you so that you can actually begin to have these experiences or communicate with that others about it. It feels like you have some needs or some desires that you haven't necessarily been experiencing because you've been in this place of more codependent relationships. And so you're being inspired to open up from that place where you can move into more interdependent relationships, where you are no longer needing to fill others in order to receive. And so it might be a beautiful time for you to come back to, okay, what is it that I want? What do I want to experience? Is what I'm experiencing in my life right now what I want? What's true for me? And so it's you're actually being invited to deepen your own trust for you, for what it is that you're wanting to experience in your life. Like, I think as I'm feeling, it's like, this is your life. This is your life. You're the only one that's with you every single day, 24/7. And so if you're the only one that's with you 24/7, you're the one that's with your thoughts, the emotions, this body, always. Wherever you go, there you are. Then are you willing to decide to experience the life that you truly desire and to allow for that to be expressed? Because this is where you're headed. This is what's changing around you. And so you can move with it by feeling what your higher self, your guides are guiding you in the direction of. Because you taking this journey, this step, or moving deeper into that step is actually going to result in the blessings of it, the experiences that you actually desire, the experiences with love, success with love. And it's not just love with a romantic partner, but success with love with yourself. It's really deepening your love story because you are your love story. And so as you experience, very much like Paula, it's like we must receive the love that we give to ourselves. We must love ourselves in order to see that it's available for us from others. And so as I experience that by choosing to do that, then why wouldn't I keep on going? Why wouldn't I allow that to be my experience? Huh. Awesome. All right. Lisa, I don't know if you're asking a question. Patrick, I see you have no question coming up right now. You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Mummy. Thank you. Anyone else? If there's no other questions, I'm just going to wait on Lisa. And I know you had a question yesterday that got answered. If not, let's pull a card for the collective. So what's rising up in the collective to be seen today, to be brought into our awareness so that we can break through the hypnosis and decide a new pattern, a new experience. Oh boy. To trust that life is always working out for me. To trust that all is possible. Now, when I say all is possible, it's really seeing the truth of what is, right? To see the truth of what is and to allow for yourself to continue to move in that direction, to trust the truth. And as you trust the truth being, I am love, I am value, I am worthy, I am enough, whatever the I am is, I am more than what I see. As I begin to trust that and I begin to take inspired actions in that direction, I actually begin to create the stability, the structure, the safety within my own vessel, within my own body. And as I create that stability and that structure within me, I actually begin to create more flow of my connection with the divine, more flow with my connection with resources, more flow of receiving from life, more flow of seeing the support that is always available to me. And as I receive more flow, as I see all of that and I experience it and I allow myself to be me, because I am the truth of me, then I begin to receive more blessings. I get more because it becomes amplified. And so, are you willing today to claim? Same energy, Wednesday, claim. Decide. May I? May I experience a mirror of my well being today? May I experience a mirror of my wealth today so that I can see it, so that I can anchor into that, and so that I can move in the direction of that, and so I can receive the blessing of it? Awesome. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, then I wish you all the most amazing week. Lots of love, and I'll see you in the spaces. Bye for now.